Greetings, everyone. I'm Patrick Veazey. I'm with NC State University. And today on e-GRO, we're going to be doing a multi-part series focusing on the factors that impact substrate pH and kind of what you need to consider in terms of this multi-part puzzle. So what is your substrate pH and why is it important? Substrate pH will directly influence plant growth and nutrient uptake, such as when the pH gets too low, between a pH of 4 and 5, we can start to see a decrease in calcium magnesium uptake and availability. Additionally, once it's in this range, the iron, manganese, and boron, zinc, and copper are also increasingly available. And we can start to see in some plants iron, manganese, or boron toxicities occurring when that pH drops too low. Now, consequently, also on the other side, getting above that pH of 6.5 up to 7.5 and so on, we can start to see a decrease in iron, manganese, boron, zinc, and copper availability. So this is where if you have high pH, your petunias will start to show that bleaching and other crops that are pH sensitive. So you're really looking for that sweet spot of that 5.5 to 6.5, kind of our general range, 5.8 to 6.2. It's an even narrower range to shoot for as a general trend. But there are a wide variety of things that impact your substrate pH, such as your irrigation water quality, your fertilizer type, whether it's acidic, neutral, basic, and its rate of either 150 or 300 part per million. And then your substrate physical and chemical properties, a bark-based mix versus a peat. And these three subpoints we're going to take a deeper dive into in the upcoming parts. And then, but for right now, we're going to kind of talk about routinely monitoring your substrate pH and making corrections before your visual symptoms occur. And this will prevent a lot of your problems from manifesting into something more. Now, what is the optimal pH? Now, in general, we want to say targeting between 5.8 and 6.2. This is for a wide range of species, your coleus, poinsettia, your gerbera. Now, some plants like it a little bit more acidic, such as petunia, pansy, and hydrangea. These we often classify as iron inefficient, and when that plant gets a little bit too high in pH, we can start to see those iron deficiencies occurring. Also, some plants like it a little bit higher. Geranium and alocasia, they prefer it be a little bit higher, between 6 and 6.5. So really looking into what your plant wants and how it's going to react can help you pinpoint that optimal range to be in. Now, when we talk about high pH symptoms, some of the symptoms that can occur is iron deficiency, and that's going to occur in the top 1/3 of the plant shown here in red. This is because the element is not mobile, so the plant can't move it around to fulfill its needs. So we're going to look at the iron deficiency with intraveinal chlorosis, such as shown here on the bottom left on this basil plant. And then for low pH symptoms, generally you're going to see iron/boron bronzing or a manganese blackening. Shown here, it's in the lower 1/3 of the plant where it's going to accumulate greatest first. You can see those symptoms progress on the leaves as we move left to right. Now, monitoring your pH and EC. Routinely testing can prevent most of your problems, and you can make small corrections in order to prevent the problems from growing. Now, collecting pH samples of various crops within a range every 2 weeks will help with this. Now, each crop's going to react slightly differently in terms of the pH shifting that growth needs, especially if we're mixing all these plants in one range, a lot of problems can manifest. So just doing routine monitoring during your growing process can help prevent a lot of your problems. Some of your pH monitoring methods, there's saturated media extract. This is utilized by most commercial labs. A 1:2 dilution, or your pour through. Now, your pour through can be conducted non-destructively in-house, can receive immediate feedback in order to make changes if problems are occurring in order to diagnose. And there's a lot of excellent resources on pour throughs, both on e-GRO and Tech on Demand, to help educate you on this part. So kind of in summary of this first part, maintaining an optimal pH is critical to prevent both low and high pH problems. Your substrate pH is impacted by a lot of different factors, including water quality, substrate components, fertilizer type, and rate. And we're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into this in the upcoming parts. And then also routine in-house testing can allow for corrections prior to visual symptoms manifesting. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone, and we're going to be doing a follow-up with multiple parts as well, so please tune in. Thank you.